Ha ha ha! Look at this! We are live. Are we live? Let's double check. See, I always do a check on my personal Facebook page with the settings to only me, aka private, so then I'm always paranoid when I load it up on the Rythmia page that it's still on private. Okay guys, so I have it set up here obviously on a tripod this afternoon because my little girl is here with us, but she is fast asleep in her father's arms, so I am without cameraman. So please let me know if you guys are hearing me okay. I'm going to call myself up right now so I can see the pictures, see your comments. I hear myself, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. Whoo! Happy Sunday! Second Sunday in September. Everyone in typical North American school have just finished their first week. Back to school. I hope everyone is well and feeling good, back in routine. I'm feeling-ish, back in routine-ish, doing my Facebook Lives again every Sunday. This is what, my third or fourth week that I've been doing this. My fourth? My third?
Third.
At least my third, so I feel really good. I'm happy to be back in the Rythmia community. Happy to see all you people watching. I see some of my dear friends joining in. Tiffany Lynn saying love, love, love you, Meg Rooney. Tiffany Lynn, love, 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 love you right back. Cannot wait to see you very, very soon. So you guys, sorry if you're here to see my baby today, you're not going to see her. Unless she starts screaming and then when she's awake, we'll get her in front of the camera. But otherwise, she's sleeping peacefully just about 5 feet to the left of my camera in her father's arms. She has had a rough couple of days, just crazy schedule as we've been running around. She hasn't been sleeping very well, so we're letting her get all the rest she needs today, and I'm going to take her for a walk as soon as we're done here. Jeff Harding is saying hello. Yes, please let me know where you're watching from. I love to see that. And also, please let me know anything you want to maybe see me do in these Facebook Lives, because I'm going to be doing them here from my home kitchen until, well, I might start doing some in Rythmia in late October, early November, because I'm going to be starting to go in there a couple of hours a day, so I might start doing my Facebook Lives there. But anything you want to see in my home kitchen as it relates to what you might do in your home kitchen, please let me know. Shoot me something in the comments or private message me. Fiona Mayo's watching. So here we are, like I said, in my home kitchen. I want to point out this amazing array of color back here from a beautiful gift from my partner in life, my baby daddy, Levi. I was having a rough day yesterday, just feeling all the mother feels, going through really feeling the mental load of being a new mother, and lo and behold, he showed up, coming home from work last night with that beautiful bouquet of flowers, which has scented our whole home with this beautiful smell up until I started prepping for today's Facebook Live, and then the scent of what I'm baking for the Facebook Live took over, didn't it? So I wish you guys had smell-o-vision to smell all the amazing scents that are coming out of my kitchen right now. And I'm wearing this dress for the first time ever since I've never worn it not pregnant, and I feel like I still look pretty pregnant in it. Not the most flattering cut, but pure Vita, it's comfortable. Who else is watching? Jeff Harding is saying he's watching from Salem, Oregon, Rythmia Alumni, Group 168. Anyone watching from the most recent group? I'd love to know what number we're at. I've been away for a couple of months now, and I don't know. How many groups have we had now? But 168, it seems like that's a pretty high number. Jeff, how long ago were you here for that week? 168? Mary Salaroca Marchena is saying hello. Levi Moody is joined. Chris Collier is watching hello from Portland. Fiona says send you a million hugs. Love you. I love you too, Fiona Mayo. Fiona Mayo, if you've not been to Rythmia, one of our amazing staff members at Rythmia, and also one of my dear friends who has been such an amazing help for me with my baby since day one. She was here the very first day that I needed help at home. She was here when I was on the couch crying with bleeding nipples and zero sleep. So thank you, Fiona, for your love and ongoing support in every aspect of life. Fiona says it's 169. Okay, so Jeff was not there long ago. We were on group 169. Leave it to Fifi to give me the information. Okay, so I'm keeping the Facebook Lives pretty short these days. If you haven't noticed, if you tuned in, they're only going to be about 20 minutes long. I'm doing one recipe and one recipe only. Lots of preamble. Apparently, I like to chit-chat with y'all off the top. But I want to show you guys something, because what else did we get up to this week? I got myself some new tattoo ink that I want to show you guys. If you haven't seen me on my Facebook or Instagram, check this out. It's probably backwards. This is my latest piece of ink. Traditional little heart with Kobe, the name of my little girl, in there. If you are up on the traditional tattoo knowing, you know, that's typically what, you know, you have mom or something in there. And I wanted to get it on my arm at one point, but I was told that that would make me look like a thug jailbird sailor, so I had to get it on my leg. And Kobe's father, Levi, also has one on his leg, so that is my latest tattoo, which is super exciting. And I'm going to do that whole leg up, so maybe every week for the next little while you guys will see something new from me. All right. Nani Aloha. Botelo. Am I ruining your name there, darling? Aloha from Hawaii. Never been yet. Never been to Rythmia. Are you planning? Are you booked? What's your plan? We'd love to know. Okay, so before we get into today's recipe, I just want to let you know one thing that we're going to be doing next week is one of my absolute most favorite recipes in the world. Next Sunday, I'm going to need the morning free from baby time because I'm going to have to do a lot of prep for this, but I'm doing my absolute favorite. I'm just trying to find the page it is in my very first book that I wrote that I've been enjoying flipping through and doing recipes from as of late. So for my very first cookbook, Map Wellness Morsels, which, by the way, it was 6 years ago today that I had my book launch party for this book in Toronto, Ontario. I had a lot of support from all of the community there in the holistic world. I had done it at my local yoga studio, 889 Yoga. Shout out to Christine and Emily, the owners at the time, who created that amazing space at Yonge and Bloor in Toronto. They gave me that space, opened it up for me, and had a little book launch party. I had the Wine Sisters, this amazing pair of sommeliers there, serving amazing wine, and I catered it myself with all my raw vegan food. And it was at that book launch party that my mother finally enjoyed, tasted, and was convinced that you could make raw vegan food taste delicious. So big, you know, milestone day. But this is the book that we are celebrating, and I wrote this book in 2013. It paid for my move, a lot of my costs to move down here to Costa Rica. And what we're going to be doing is, next Sunday here on Facebook, we're going to be doing this vegan lentil loaf, and I will post some really pretty pictures of this recipe on my Instagram feed in the coming days so that you guys can check that out. Maybe I'll even post the ingredient list so that if anyone wants to make it with me on Sunday, you can do that. But it's actually one of my favorite recipes. It was one of the very first recipes that I created when I got into this holistic world. It was it was an assignment for one of my courses that I was doing when I was certifying as a raw vegan culinary nutrition expert. So I'm really excited to share it. But it is a bit step heavy. There is a lot to it. So I would recommend if you're going to make this recipe, make a few loaves, like double the batch, or even triple the batch, so you get a lot of loaves out of it, because it's a bit time consuming but well worth it, and it freezes really well. So let's see, Tiffany Lynn says, tell Levi I would like a tattoo from him when I come in April, please. He says, thumbs up, Tiffany. Mirka is saying hello from Finland, and Tammy Cowden has joined. Let me grab one quick thing. Musical interlude. Okay, Tiffany is one of my dear friends and a guest of Rythmia who gifted me some stuff for my baby, and consider this my commitment, Tiffany. This little outfit that you gifted our baby, I'm going to promise you that this week at some point I'm going to put her in this and we're going to get some amazing shots. So stay tuned on social media for that. It's a cute little hat and a cute little ruffly bottom. I might put it in on her nude, but I know that your idea, Tiffany, was for her to wear one of her punk rock Misfits onesies underneath, so maybe we'll do a couple of different photos. So this is my commitment. We will do this. I've had this sitting at my desk since we brought her home with plans to do it, and I haven't yet. So Tiffany, this is my commitment. Stay tuned to @MattWildest on Instagram to check that out. Did I already say, Mirka saying hi from Finland. Lori is saying, hey Meg, congrats on Kobe. Sorry I didn't meet at Rythmia the week before last. Your crowd did a wonderful job with your creations. Thank you so much. Trust me, I've been keeping an eye on the restaurant from afar. I've been making sure, I've been reading all your survey responses about the food, so I know what's going on, and I feel pretty confident that they're taking a great care of everything. Tammy Cowden saying, hey, you look great. Thank you, Tammy. Tiffany Lynn's giving me a little bit of rock and roll. Okay, so let's get to today's recipe, shall we? Greatest granola. Now this is a version of granola. I mean, a lot of people make granola at home already, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people are still spending the money to buy it. I want to show you how to do it really, really easily at home with a couple of little neat ingredients that make it really, 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 really delicious. So this is a version of a recipe I've been making for a long time. I used to make this in bulk for my retreats that I used to cater. So I'm going to get right down to it. So I've already prepped most of my ingredients here, and look at this, I've got it set up so that you can actually really see what I'm doing today. What do you guys think about this setup? Not too bad, and I'm going to be able to show you guys stuff close up also. Okay, so I feel confident about this. So for granola, what do you need for ingredients? Well, you really need what you know your favorite things to have in granola. So think about when you buy granola, what ingredients do you love to see in it, and gather those ingredients. And there is not really a science to it so much as far as your ingredients. There's a bit of, you want to think about some ratios to make sure that your dry ingredients match up well with your wet ingredients, just so that you can ensure that all of your wet ingredients are going to coat everything, your nuts and your granolas and all of that, or sorry, oatmeal and all of that, so that there's flavor dispersion. Is that a word? The flavor gets dispersed. Of course I'm going to make up one new word at least every single time I'm live. Okay, so base of granola, typical granola, is oats. So I've got about 2.5 cups of oats here. I'm going to toss them into a mixing bowl. Obviously, if you're gluten-free, you want to grab gluten-free oats. Most oats, I love Canadian there. Most oats are by nature gluten-free, but they are quite often processed in a facility that also processes gluten-containing ingredients, so they can't be certified gluten-free. So if you need gluten-free, make sure you look for gluten-free. But I'm just using regular because we're not a gluten-free household here. Where did all my comments go? I just lost my comments. What's going on? Doesn't matter. So I got my oats here. My favorite nuts and seeds that I'm using today, I have a combination of several things. I've got about a cup of peanuts. Again, we don't have any allergies in the house, so I'm going to throw in some peanuts. I've also got my favorite nut in the world, cashews. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of cashews, and I'm using up what I had in the house for the most part. I did pick up a couple things. I didn't have any oats. I only had about a cup of oats in the cupboard, so I picked up a few things, but this is a great way to just use up the bottom of any of your packages of nuts and seeds and stuff. So you can use any combination. I've got here some slivered almonds, so I'm going to toss those in. And for seeds, I had these pumpkin seeds. They've been in the back of my fridge forever, and I just haven't been using them, so I'm going to throw in about 1/4 cup of those. And that is the base of our nuts and seeds and granola. And then I like to add in some coconut. So this is just some unsweetened shredded coconut. Maya saying, hello, Mommy Meg, live vibes. Hi, Maya, where are you watching from? Tell me, I'd love to know. Okay, so this is just our mixture of dry ingredients. Delicious, a nice dry cereal. This would be a nice base for muesli. You could just pour some milk over that, and that would be delicious, and any sort of sweetener that you want. But we're going to actually add in our sweetener here, and what I've got today is some honey, just because I like the taste of honey. You could sub in any other sweetener that you like. Maple syrup would be really, really good. Agave, if you don't have a problem with agave. And for me, for this, I've got about, looking in my bowl, I'd say I have about 5.5, 6 cups of ingredients total. So I'm putting in about 3 tablespoons of honey. And then I like to make sure that I have equal amounts of sweetener and oil. And what I'm using here today for oil is coconut oil. I'm not going to show you guys because it'll spill. And I spilled coconut oil all over my floor last week, so we don't need to do that again today. But I'm using about the same amount of coconut oil. And that's going to be what's going to help spread out that honey out and to coat all of the individual pieces of oatmeal and all of the nuts to give them the nice bit of toast on them. Maya's saying, your beauty's such an inspiration. You're so sweet, Maya. This here is just some organic Madagascar vanilla. I'm going to pour in about a teaspoon's worth. And these are just the flavor components now. So we've got the base ingredients. Now I'm adding in the flavor. Pinch of sea salt, always, always, always. You can add in a bit more of a pinch if you like your sweet and salty. And this is just pink Himalayan sea salt. Then I'm going to add in 2 spices. Here I've got just some organic Ceylon cinnamon. So I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of that because it's quite potent. Oh, and look at that. Dun, dun, dun. I've been running low on cinnamon for weeks and haven't bought any more, and now I've officially run out. And then the last seasoning I'm going to add in is cardamom powder. So this is, it says here, cardamom has an intense, pungent, sweet flavor, traditionally used in curry blends. A small amount will add a tempting, unique flavor for coffee cake pastries, specialty breads, and apple pie. I like to add cardamom to my coffee. I believe they do that in the Middle East with the idea that the cardamom counteracts some of the negative aspects what caffeine does to you. So I'm using just a tiny bit. This is like a quarter of a teaspoon because it's super potent. And you can easily add too much cardamom and you can't take it back. So I'm throwing that in there. Then the last ingredient in my granola is, and this is a secret, I think my friend Charlene from San Juanillo, Costa Rica got me doing this. This is, what is that called? Zest? Orange zest. So this is the zest, about a teaspoon and a half of orange zest. Oh my lord, brain fart. I'm just gonna toss that in, and I'm gonna add in the juice of half of the navel orange, and these are seedless, so I can just gonna squeeze it right over and get all the juice out. This is also gonna help just disperse all the flavor across all of these just amazing ingredients. And this gives it just a really nice, sweet and bright flavor with the cardamom, the orange and the cardamom together, and the cinnamon, epic. Very festive, if you will. When I just made a batch earlier this afternoon, and I think our whole house started to smell a bit like Christmas, didn't it, Levi? So this is, I mean, if you're staging your house for sale, this is a great recipe. Instead of baking cookies, throw a batch of granola into your stove to get your house smelling absolutely comforting and homey and tempting for all of those clients. So now I just got a spatula here. I'm giving this all a good mix to get that juice and the coconut oil and everything really spread out and mixed well. Looking at this, I would say I've almost got a 50-50 ratio of nuts and seeds to oats, and that's the way I like it. I like a really dense, fatty granola, and that is, I mean, it's all good fats. You've got the great fats from the coconut oil and the really good fats from all the different nuts and seeds. Lindsay Attaway is watching. Hi, Lindsay. So good to see you. Elias J. Miller saying, hey, love you, look beautiful. Thank you, guys. You're so sweet. Thank you for all the love. Okay, so I'm going to grab my baking sheet. Now, when I used to do big batches, sorry about the noise here, I used to actually use big metal bowls. So, you know, in kitchen supply stores or big kitchen stores at the mall, you can buy big metal mixing bowls. That's what I used to do, because I would do like 12, 15 times this batch. I would be making so much. So I would use the big mixing bowl, and then I would just be constantly stirring it, because using the big mixing bowl, and when it's full, the oatmeal is getting toasted not only on the bottom of the bowl but all along the sides. So it was a really helpful way to do huge batches of it. So if you're want to do a massive batch of this, like say you want to make a big batch to give away as Christmas presents, you know, or you know, as a housewarming gift, or what's the word, hostess gift. This is a great recipe to do. Make a huge batch of it and put it all into individual mason jars with a nice little Christmas tie on it or holiday tie, and you can give that. This is a really great hostess gift for the holidays, so you might want to make a really big batch. The big metal bowl is helpful, but because we're doing this at home, I'm just using a regular old cookie tray, and I just lined it with parchment, and the parchment is going to help to make sure that honey stays coating on the ingredients instead of melting off and sticking to and coating your baking sheet. You don't want that. You want your honey to be staying on your food, and you don't want to be dealing with scraping off baked honey or agave or any other sweetener from the bottom of your baked sheet. No one wants that. That's not fun. So I'm just spreading this out into a thin layer. Not going too crazy or picky. I just want it to be even. And the more you pack this down and the thicker it is and the more crowded it is on the pan, the better your chances are of getting good chunks in your granola. If you like big chunky granola bits, then that's what you want to do. You want to pack it in thick and crowded, but I like mine quite crumbly, so I'm going to lay it out pretty thin, not crowd it too much, and that's it. So you want to have your oven preheated to like 350, let's say, or 300 if you want to do it a bit lower and slower. As long as you're keeping your eye on it, you can do it a little bit higher. So 350 for about 20 minutes, but keep your eye on it. Like I like to check after about the first 8 to 10 minutes and give it a big stir and just stir everything up. But I usually let it go for about 20. So I'm gonna set this aside, and with the magic of television, we have a batch that I already made, and it smells delicious, and you can see the difference in the color here. So this one, it's the exact same ingredients, raw, toasted, so you can see that very distinct, but it's just toasted. And I only baked it until the top was nice and golden brown. And it'll come out of the oven still a little bit soft, but it will crisp up as it cools off. So that is our almost finished product. But wait, there's more. Tammy Cowden saying, mom brain. Yes, the mom brain is real. It's not a joke. What are we missing in our granola right now? We're missing dried fruit. So that's another thing we like to add. If you're not doing a low sugar or whatever diet, I have a few different dried fruits. And you want to mix in your dried fruits after you bake it, or else you're going to burn it. I've made the mistake of throwing my raisins into my granola early on when I was starting to make my own, and just ended up with big puffed up burnt raisins, and no one wants that. So what I've got here is I have some dried red apple that I've just minced up really small. I'm just going to throw that on. Then I have some dates. This was about 8 dates that I just chopped up super fine. I'm gonna let it rain dates. Let it rain. Then the last thing I had, and these, again, this was literally, I have over on my counter here just a bunch of jars full of stuff. Like here I've got a whole jar of cashews, I've got bran, I've got hemp seeds. But these I had a bunch of jars that don't like this. I had one jar that had 1 dried banana in it, and I had 8 dates left, so I know I need to replace all of those, so I figured I'd just toss them into this granola. So this is a dried banana, a whole dried banana that I've just chopped up small. Throw that in there. Ooh, and I just thought of one other thing that I could add into this. In my cupboard here, I had dried cacao nibs, which would be really good. But what I found was goji berries. So I have these amazing dried organic goji berries. I'm gonna toss a few of those in just for some color. So we got a bit of green there from the pumpkin seeds, or pepitas, and we got the red from the goji berries. This makes it actually a lot more festive, so we're going to make this for a holiday treat. It's not just a holiday treat for us, though. This is going to be breakfast for the next little while. Levi, what do you think? And this would be really good with, right now, I'm obsessed with evaporated milk for some reason. I'm having that in my coffee all the time. Being not yummy with some evaporated milk, but really good with like a full-fat coconut milk, because it really just, the dried coconut would just be accentuated really lovely. Almond milk, you name it, really, really good. Cashew milk. Tiffany Lynn says, by the way, I tried the amazing banana muffins recipe. They were not amazing like yours, so I've decided it's because they need your love. So I will wait to return to enjoy them again. Aw, you're so sweet. But here's the tip, Tiffany. The wet ingredients, blend them in the blender and then combine them with the dry and see what you get, because that is what I do in big batches. So it tends to give, even if you're using the gluten-free version, a lighter, more leavened dough. Jamie's watching. George Bell says, happy birthday, Kobe Grace from Ontario. Yes, so by the way, this coming Wednesday, little Kobe Grace is going to be 6 weeks old already. Crazy. I don't know where the time goes. So that is what we have, my friends. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that with all the beautiful dried fruit in there. It smells delicious. I wish this was smell-o-vision. Can you agree? Does it smell good? Give me a holler. You.
It smells delicious.
Levi says it smells delicious, and as he says it, the baby went startle, baby startle. So we're gonna end this because we don't need to have a screaming baby again live on Facebook. What time are we at? Look at that, 2:24, you guys. I'm keeping it under 30 minutes. So I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful September. This is a great fall, autumn dessert topper. Great for breakfast. Like I said, crumbling this, putting this over a bowl of vanilla bean ice cream would be a really, really nice dessert with a bit of maple syrup or chocolate sauce. Try it. Easy, easy, easy. I will post a picture of this granola with the actual recipe on my Instagram and on my Facebook, my Meg Pearson culinary website on Facebook. So if you're not following me there, check it out. Definitely on Instagram. I will do that this afternoon for y'all so you can make it. It's a great meal prep idea. Make a big batch of this. You got it ready for the week. Okay, enough talking. Hope you guys have a beautiful week. See you guys next Sunday. Again, it's lentil loaf next Sunday, and if you have any ideas, let me know. I have to walk around here in order to turn off the TV. Boom shakalaka. That's a very flattering angle. Love you guys. Where's the camera? There we go. Bye.